Great. Oh, rip. Okay. Cool. So right now, I've separated the logic between the default camera that I wrote for this scene, which is this one, which is always rotating, and a non-rotating one. So there's one that I can move and it won't shift around. And the reason for this is that I want a way to see a representation of the rotating camera from a stationary position. And I think that'll give a really strong illustration, a really what's the word? A very illustrative visualization of the effect of the view matrix. Okay. So to start, I'm gonna use the stationary camera. Oh, and I know what this is doing. I want to move the stationary camera to some position by default, which means I'll have to make it look at the origin again. Means basically taking all of this code and factoring it out, and it needs to be factored out, so it's good I did that. I guess it doesn't totally make sense from... I'll just call this camera, even though this will technically work for any mesh. I'll just call it camera for this. Then I'm gonna substitute rotating camera with just camera. Like so, import space ops. Oh, or do the from thing. Great. So camera, the only thing is the origin I got to replace with a target. Although I don't really have to do that now. I could leave that till later. And instead what I'll do is first I'll place the stationary camera. So I'll say this camera. Maybe I can just do move to, but I don't really want to. What I want to do is update the model matrix. I wasn't trying to do that. Let's see what this uses for get position. This, and I'll just update that. So all rows column 3 in the first 3 entries. This is going to be space ops. Then I'm going to go spherical to Cartesian of this. And it's going to be basically the initial... I'll just call this initial position. And I'll take these coordinates for r, theta, and phi. Then I'll put this here. So when I do this, and I set the camera to use the stationary one, I'll leave that line, but I use the stationary camera, I expect this will be looking in a really weird direction. Well, I didn't expect that. No, this should just be self.camera. No, this should be stationary camera. Update its model matrix like this. Then I'm gonna pass the stationary camera to the renderer. Okay, wait. Wait, that looks completely normal. Oh, I have to do default for its starting position. Okay. Okay, this is what I expect. It's looking in a really weird place. But I think its positioning is correct. So to make it look in the right direction, hopefully all this will take is this function that's encapsulating the data. So hopefully I can do tutorial utils look at. Then I'm gonna pass the camera. The target, I'll just default that to the origin. No, I'll just pass the origin. Then the up vector is out by default. Does this return anything? Okay, and this updates the model matrix. Here's what I have to do. I'll update the model matrix here. This will also update the model matrix. Then here, update the default model matrix. Like so. Then I'll set the stationary camera to be used. Hopefully. Okay, great. Now this is looking at the origin. So now there are two cameras I can use here. Also, it's really nice that this worked, that encapsulating this data worked. This code worked. Because it'll make that updater a lot simpler. I can set the rotating camera. That's an option I have. Or I could set, and I don't know if this will hot reload. Or I can set the stationary camera. Nice. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, that's perfect. So, now that I have that, what would I like to do next? So one thing, all of this, hopefully I can just do tutorial utils that look at. I'll do that with a rotating camera, the origin. So now I'm taking our data phi, increment phi. This should really be a set position or something. But there's already move to. Maybe I should just overwrite move to. That's what I should probably do. Blake 4096, what's going on? I think, I don't want to speak too soon, but I think this is shaping up to be a really good illustration of what interactivity can do for Manim. And the code is getting a lot cleaner, so that's good. So I'm going to override move to. I'll just see where that's defined. Wow, that is one large signature. Main-term object. Aligned edge, core mask. Okay, I'm not going to try to match that signature. I'm just gonna give a position, and then I'll do that. Just update the model matrix with that. Okay. I'll return self as well. Just to hopefully make that chainable. Now here, I can do rotating camera. Move to there. Actually, and this can be done really, really elegantly. I can just do plus 0.001. And that's all. I'll get R theta phi with this Cartesian to spherical. And I'll move it to spherical to Cartesian of the same thing. And phi plus 0.001. And then just look at the origin. So that's way simpler. Oh man, although the Y and the X are backwards. And I think they're consistently backwards. That's annoying. Okay, I guess I'm gonna have to go back and see where that happened. Okay, let's see what happens here. I'll have to use that rotating camera. And it is happening here. I wonder if... Yeah, I'm pretty sure this wasn't happening before. Look at stationary camera origin. If I go way back... What's happening here? And it was, I guess? Well, that's annoying. Let's see back where this was self.camera. Like this. And it was still happening. Maybe those have always been backwards and I just didn't know. Thought it was right when I joined. Honestly? Same. A cache to clear. No, I don't think so. Okay, this is consistently backwards. Well, that's super weird. I'm too much of a picky person to like not notice that. And this is as far back as I can go. It's still okay. I'm guessing I have to debug that somehow. Is the move to on the right pane involved? Oh, that's a good point. Save that. Save this. It was. Thanks. Interesting. So I didn't know that. Let me make this a different function. Now I feel like this will have to be like get model matrix position. Maybe I should just make this position and make it an atcher or whatever, which I don't even know how to do. icon, at symbol. I'll figure out how to do that later. For now, I'll just call it set position. And now when I want to place that somewhere, I'll do set position. First, this can be tutorial details.look at. Camera origin. Test that. That works. This. Okay, now I can do what I was doing before. Set position. This. This is 5 plus 0, 0, 1. There. So that's a really clean way to show that. Great. So, I forgot what I was doing now. Oh, here. What is this even doing? Camera to fronter, angle, rotation matrix. This must be pointing it. Is this making it look at the origin? I think it is. I'm just gonna replace this with a tutorial utils.look at origin. Okay. Okay, so it must have been. And then select camera. Oh, I did this again. So this can be set position. Man, I'm glad I can factor out all this logic now. So much cleaner. So I can set the position there, look at the origin, set the default mono matrix, and set these minimum and maximum angles. I think I actually want to do that on this too. Save that under rotating camera. The stationary camera. I also want to set that maximum and minimum polar angle. But not the default model matrix. Did I set that later? Set that down here. Okay. Stationary. I'll do this here. And I can do this in line. So at this point, I guess I can just move this up. Yeah, these are pretty parallel operations now. So I initialize the camera. Well, this isn't. This is part of this one. Initialize, set these settings, position, look at, and then save the default matrix. And here I can do the same thing. Set the maximum and the minimum. Set the position, look at, and then save that model matrix. So like this. Now these are basically symmetric. Cool, and now I have two cameras. Let's look back at the rotating camera. Perfect. Look at the stationary camera. Great. Now what I want to do is be able to switch between these two cameras live. Add update or update camera. It shouldn't be update camera. This should be like rotate, update rotating camera or something. Or just like rotate camera. No, but there's two cameras. Great. Great, now if only... Wait, point at camera. What's this even doing? I forgot what this updater was doing. And I remember it being super difficult. Oh, it's for those numbers. And that's going to be a little more complicated than the look at. Although not for any good reason, really. Just because these LaTeX letters don't have a model matrix. But honestly, I should get to the point where I give all of the vectorized objects model matrices. But not yet. Okay. Here's the next goal. I have these two cameras. I'm gonna want a way to switch between the two cameras. And I want it to be a button that appears on the screen. And the reason for that is that I'm shamelessly copying this website. This website where I can never remember this. Here there are buttons and like swap between things. I want to recreate that. And you can see the influence because I copied the grid and the labels that face the camera too. So to make these buttons, actually forget the buttons right now. First, I'm gonna see if I can just do it with a key press. And I think the way to do that is on scene.I, not with a U at the end. And there's this on key press function. And this should... There should be some mapping between keys and functions. Running that on the browser. This is running in the browser. But like... A lot of people have asked Grant for this code, and he's too embarrassed to release it. So this has to be some really crazy code. This is probably insane. But it would be nice to have Manim running in the browser, maybe one day. But this code isn't even Manim, is my understanding. It's like 3JS. Okay, so here's what I need. I need some map between letters and functions, and that has to be held by the scene. Key to function map. Yeah, it's pretty funny. It's a good time. So key to function map, then I'm gonna have like key. I have scene.set key function or something like that. I'll have self. the symbol and the function. And all this is gonna do is self.key to function map symbol equals function. Actually, that's simple enough that maybe I won't have a function for it. But then how would you do it for mouse drags and stuff? No, I'll keep it. I think this is a maybe okay way to do this. Then an on key press. It has these built in R and Q. Then it's going to say else if car. Oh, this should be car. Not symbol. Now where'd I go? Set key to function. What do you mean not accessed? For all of these it's saying not accessed. Oh no, this is saying specific variables. Why is it? I wonder if this is just doing something wrong. Nope, did something wrong. 1248. I did if car. Yeah, I meant to do if car in key to function map. I'll just put pass for now. Great. And now, instead, it should be like self key to function map at car. Call that function. Cool. So now what I'm gonna do self dot. What was the function? Set key function. I'm gonna do like space bar. I don't know if it's gonna work, but it is. So that's great. Okay, now what I want this to do, switch camera. If self.renderer.camera is rotating camera, then stationary, else rotating camera. I want this to switch to camera. If I go here, great, that's perfect. Uh-oh. Although it does something weird if I resize. Wait, no it doesn't. Although the Z turns backwards. Although that turning backwards thing... Okay, it's not happening. That's probably... I think I know how to fix that. It'll require some refactoring. Okay, so now what I'd like to see is a representation of the rotating camera like moving, so that I can see it from the stationary camera. And the way I'll do that... Actually, this could be a little tricky because I don't know if... Hold on. if the 2D objects can be placed in 3D space, but I'll try doing camera indicator. This will be an OpenGL dot. And each time I move this to self.camera indicator dot move to this thing's position. And I'll add it. And I don't see it. Why? Oh. I have to do non-local or something? Hey, no, because there's self here. If I made this an OpenGL circle or something just bigger. Yeah, I just don't see the circle at all. Oh, there it is. So that's where that camera would be. I think? Yeah, and if I switch, then I guess I can't see it anymore. That's pretty interesting. It makes me... Hold on. Try doing that again. If I switch... Why don't I see it here? Oh, it's like pretty far back. Okay. But that's good. Let me try making this a dot again. Yeah, it's directly on top of the camera now. When I switch, it's not directly on top of this camera, but the other camera is pretty far away. Or further away than I thought initially. So I wonder if I can move the far plane. Probably not. Moving the far plane tends to do some weird stuff. Then move this to 40. That seems fine, actually. But now things won't get cut off as quickly. They're still getting cut off a little. I guess it's only the near plane that has that problem. So maybe I'll just make the far plane really far away. Great, now nothing's getting cut off. So that's great. Now what I want to do is replace that dot with something that isn't so awkward. And I think I can do this. I spent some time wiring up the code that I use to interface with Three.js. And if I'm lucky... What's it called? If I'm lucky, I can read object data from Three.js. Okay, so I'm gonna make this the camera indicator. Actually, no. I'll just add this mesh at first. Where did the dot go? Oh, there it is. I don't want to use the same name as that. I'll do camera mesh, I guess. I'll just... Great. So that's there. And I could... Let me just replace the OpenGL dot with that. And I don't know if that'll work well. Well, something went wrong, I think. 3 mesh has no attribute move to, and that's true. I should really make this be able to recover from crashes at some point. Okay, but this move to doesn't work. I think... Honestly, I want to do the same thing that I did when I moved. I want to do this. This should be a function. Oh, wait. I'd like to do this on the mesh, the same way that I'm doing it with the camera. But the camera isn't a mesh. So if I move this into mesh, I won't be able to do it. I won't be able to do it with the camera anymore. So I think I have to just copy it, basically. Here's mesh. And just here, I think. Oh, this way to update its model matrix? Oh wait, not this, but object 3D. Yeah, here. Add, remove, get meshes, get family. I wonder if there's a better place for that. Maybe here. So now I'm gonna try to do this, that set position. And if I'm lucky... Great. It looks like the moon. So now let me rotate this a little faster, I think. And that should really be a scene variable. And I'll double it. I need to move this back by default. It's a stationary camera. If I increase the R value here, even more. Yeah, I think that's pretty good. Maybe I could just... I'll just move it back a little bit more. I'm gonna be really testing that far plane. Okay. Well, now it's entirely contained on the screen. And in full screen, I think this is pretty good. So, what would be really nice... I keep getting disoriented when I switch between these. What would be really nice is if this object looked like a camera. I think I have code that kind of looks like a camera. But this, get camera? I have no idea if that still works though. So let's try. Camera mesh equals tutorial utils dot get camera. Oh, something crashed. Oh, I misspelled it. Well, nothing's here. Oh, I think I know why. I updated some of this code. This can't be a regular mesh, this needs to be a 3 mesh. Maybe that'll help. Nope, that didn't help. Darn. Utils get camera lens dot model matrix. Actually, and so turning an object 3D, I think that's fine. Let me go to the remesh code. Yeah, it's using a hierarchical matrix. That should be okay. So I don't know why this isn't working. Dang. Okay. So I'm going to try to basically recreate this. I can call this get3mesh function. And then these lights. So I'm going to do get3mesh. And then just make a box with Fong material, that's fine. And just add that. That should appear. Great. So now I want to do this through an object 3D. So I'll do camera object plus object 3D. I'll add this to it. I don't even know if this syntax is right. I'll try doing this. Oh, I wasn't trying to quit it. Okay, and I can add it through an object 3D. So now I'm going to try to add one more thing, and that's going to be the cone. Same material. It should be the exact same material though. Like the same as this one. I guess this is fine for now. I'll try to just copy the same thing from here. It's gonna be like 1 or something. So 0.6. Well, I only see the box. Take out the box. Okay, so the cone is there too. So it should be possible to make this into a camera-looking object. Don't know why it doesn't work here though. You get geometry. The material equals fog material. I guess it works with get 3 mesh. This. And this is just using get geometry and get material. Yeah, I don't know why that happens. Okay, but first things first. I'm gonna want to put this thing right on top of the origin. So add it here. Great. Also, the letter's reversed again, but whatever. I'm gonna move this. Cameras are supposed to point in the negative Z direction. So maybe... Let me do this, like, I'll do camera cone. Basically doing the same thing as doing in that function. Camera cone equals this. Here I'll add the camera cone. Like that. Same thing. Now I want this to point to the negative Z direction, so I'll rotate it around the x-axis. X equals, I think I want pi over 2 here. Great, so now it's pointing in the negative Z direction. And now I want to shift it by a little bit. Don't know how much that is. And that'll be in the negative Z direction. So I'll just do 0.1. I want a little bit more. Okay, I think that's probably good. Maybe just like 0.15 actually. Then I'm gonna add in the box. Just get 3 I'll just do it this way. I want to try to share the material between the 2 of these. But I won't try to do it right now. Yeah. Let me just do that, then I'll add that. Okay. I feel like the cone just disappeared. Is this only rendering one of them at a time? Or maybe it's completely covered? I'm gonna translate this in the Z direction, positive Z direction, by like 1. Okay, so cone is there. It kind of looks like a camera. Where's the light? It says right there, 0011. Which doesn't seem right. 0011 would be straight up. Oh. Wait. I think the camera or the light is placed with respect to where the camera is. But that still actually doesn't make sense, I think. It seems like the light is over there. Wait, if I put this on 000. Okay, so I think this is being placed with respect to the camera. With respect to the camera from where the camera is initially. And I don't start transforming the camera till there. Hold on, I should just look at this code. Is this in remesh? Scene renderer, scene point lights greater than. This should be a while loop or something. If the shader can't contain all of the lights. Point light config. So it's getting the camera position. And then it's getting the point light configuration position minus the camera. So it's getting the vector from the camera to that position, and it's passing that in to the shader. Interesting. I'm pretty sure that places it in the global coordinates. But I guess not, because the light isn't straight above. For some reason it thinks the negative y direction is straight up. Let me see what it thinks the x direction is. It's still in the same place. Weird. Okay, I'm not... Actually... No, yeah, I'm not sure how the position's being calculated. But, okay, that still looks like a camera. So now I'm gonna place this. So I have to add camera mesh. Great. Camera indicator equals camera mesh. Now I'll just add the camera indicator. I'll update the camera indicator. And now the camera is rotating. It's kind of weird how the light position is like fixed with respect to the camera, but we can deal with that. It would be really nice is if when I called look at, it only uses the model matrix, so maybe self.camera indicator. dot look at oh, it's like this. I probably want to do it like that. Oh, something crashed. Object 3D is not attribute get position. I thought did I mess that up? Did I only put it on meshes or something? Oh, I did set position for object 3Ds. Okay. Great. Now this camera is like moving around, and I can switch to its point of view. Although the Z turned backwards, but whatever. It really puts into perspective how the camera zooms kind of a lot. Cool. Now I just want to play with this all day. Okay. So, now, if I were to put the shader code on the screen, it'd give a pretty vivid image of what the model matrix represents, I think. What would I want to show? I could show the shader code to like the side or something here. And maybe like if you mouse over model view and projection, it should be able to show what each of those matrices are doing. I hope. Let me see, what was the model? I do the model visualization. This showed it rotating. This is actually, given that, this is a pretty good visual. So yeah, I'm gonna try to get the... Well, maybe I should try to figure out what the light is doing. Although it's not a huge deal. Oh, this should be relative... I don't know where this should be relative to. It's getting the camera position. It's getting a vector from the camera position to the configured light position and passing that. I don't get it. What is the scene relative light position? So here it changes, and it's 18, 18, negative 4. Here it's moving with the location of the camera. Okay. Why does it have this vector? Oh, because it knows where the camera's being... I wonder if there's a way... I should make a way to pass an absolute location. Like, not relative to the camera, I guess. What if I just made this 0, 0, 11 here? Okay, something's up. I don't get it. Because now it looks like it's beneath the camera here. Right? Yeah, it looks like it's focused beneath the camera. Oh, you know? Could this be because the camera's in a different coordinate space? See that camera to print the light's world coordinates. Well, the question right now is I'm not totally sure what the light's world coordinates even are. Unfortunately. I think that the shader has to receive a position that's relative to the camera, to the camera's location. But it seems like that's not having any effect. Like here, when I move around, I don't think the light is moving. The light is moving like relative to this camera, I think. Or is it? Is this called every frame? Yeah, this is called on every frame. I'm just gonna pass in the origin. Hey, Aquabeam, what's going on? I feel like this light is always in the same place, like no matter what. I'm gonna turn off the ambient light. And I'll also make sure this is the only place where this is computed. Remesh.py. Oil.py, but that's different. Okay. Is the light in a fixed place still? It still seems like it's like down here. Even though I'm passing the origin as a location. This is super annoying. Render.scene.camera.get position. I'm gonna pass 0, 0, 11. Actually, let me pass the origin here. Well, it's lighting up a different part of the camera, I think. Now it looks like it's following my camera in some way. Doesn't it? Maybe I don't need to do this. What if I make the... If I just pass in this? Which would be kind of annoying if this worked. I highly doubt this would work. Origin minus camera position? Could be. When I zoom in, origin minus camera position. Wait, what for origin minus camera position? Because I have to pass in the place where I wanted the light as well. Oh, you mean so I can see what this is doing? Oh. Well, this might actually help. Now it looks like it might be following the camera exactly. Well, set for now. When I'm on the sides, it seems like it's following my camera. But it only illuminates the back if I'm above the camera? Or is it just centered on the origin now? But fog materials like reflect weirdly? Okay, well, I'll just leave this at 11, I guess. I'll have to figure that out later. It's doing something like kinda, well, if I turn on the ambient light, then it's always visible, I think. It's just like, why is one side more shiny? Okay, and then I can actually separate out these updaters. Well, not like that. Let's have update rotating camera, then update camera indicator. We can do those separately. That should do the exact same thing. Great. There, the camera, like building the camera. Now I think it'd be helpful to show the shader code on the screen. I think. Or yeah, I could show the shader code on the screen, and I could show like a live update of the view matrix. Although I remember displaying that shader code could be a nightmare. I think I did something like this. There's like a weird way to do new lines. I might have done this. OpenGL text of that. And actually, this could be annoying because I think this I want to always face the camera. Dang. I'd want this to be fixed relative to the camera. Maybe the code to make the X, Y, and Z axes, X, Y, and Z labels face the camera will generalize? Possibly. Well, let's see. That code is pretty complicated. Point at camera. Well, that is what I'm trying to do. Try to do this code. Point at camera. List index 5 range. Oh, I think I know why this happens. Because the point at camera function to get the points, it does mod at 0 at 0. Because that's the way you get the points in a vectorized object or whatever. And because the parent object doesn't have any points, kind of have to do it this way. Right now, I think I'm just gonna copy this function, I guess. No, that'd be too annoying. There has to be a function like get all points. Because without getting the points of the child objects as well, also them starting to struggle again. Let's see where get points is. Is it even here? Get points without null curves, and that's the only one. Now there is a get all points. Self.get merged array. Okay, I guess I'll try that. So comment that out. Comment this out. And then in point at camera, do get all points. Try doing get all points. Shader code's not defined, that's true. Guess it worked. Nothing's crashing. Then for get center, I'm gonna want the average of all those points. So we np that. Don't know if this is a real function. I don't know. I'll have to figure out. Does this take an axis? It does. So I think I should be able to do number that average points axis equals 0. Okay. Okay, that seems to work too. Now this, I think, should... Well, this is at least more likely to work with this. Although positioning it is likely to be pretty hard. How do you know exactly what to do? I've been working with this code a lot. And so that's most of what it is. Down vector. And sometimes I don't know what to do. There were quite a few times where I just got stuck on some crazy geometry or something like that. Okay, this isn't not working. Wonder why it's shaking like that. This is almost doing what it's supposed to do. It's jiggling, and the place where it's centered is weird. Why is it rotating like that? Shouldn't its center be a fixed point? Orient the object by rotating it about the vector from the object to the camera. Mob.getCenter. It might just require a more robust way of doing this. Although, I don't know if I would be able to do anything better than what it's already doing, necessarily. The fact that it's centered weird is really strange. That makes me think it's not rotating correctly. Mob.rotate. Oh, this isn't using a model matrix. There's so many problems caused by not using a model matrix that I'm thinking I should just maybe fix that soon. Maybe what I'll do right now... I won't try to do this right now. Because I think placing that manually would just be too much work. what I'll do is try to get a live updating view matrix and show that on the screen. So take out the code right now. And I'll just show that view matrix when I zoom out or something like that. Actually, that'll have the same problem, won't it? So I get a... OpenGL, I guess I have to be tech. And I don't even know how to show a matrix in LaTeX. But whatever it is, I want it to like follow the camera around also. I think. So maybe there's nothing to do right now other than get hierarchical model matrices to work. So that I can show text. Which is something I didn't want to do, so. Begin matrix and then that. Okay. Probably have to make this a raw string or whatever. M3. Oh. Like this and then... Oh, but it doesn't have the brackets. Now I get what people were talking about when they said... when they would come to the server and say matrices. It's hard to make matrices work in Manim. Oh, and it'd actually also be hard to make it live update. Dang. Make it a P matrix? Yeah, it looks pretty good. But I'm eventually going to want these to be decimal numbers. So... life's hard. Anyway... I mostly just procrastinated because I don't want to do, like, hierarchical matrices. Why not use Manim's matrix? Does it work with OpenGL? There's a PR that handled that. I actually haven't rebased in a while. Might have to get full, gotcha. Add brackets, get columns, set column vectors, or column colors, get rows. And I assume this like, oh, decimal matrix. Amount of the displays in matrix with decimal entries. Wait, how do you... This is probably explained in the documentation how to actually set this. But alas... Right now, I've got to do this hierarchical thing. Man, I ended up making kind of a lot of changes. Oh, they were relatively small changes. random stuff. Okay. So how should hierarchical model matrices work? Well, each object should hold on to a model matrix, or at least each vectorized object. And if there's a hierarchy of parent to child relationships where each of them has a model matrix, then the ones on the bottom should have a model matrix equal to the product of all of them from the root to that child. So I'm gonna go here and give this a model matrix, just like the meshes do. Or object 3Ds, I think. So that's easy enough. Then I think all I need to do is when it's passed to the shader, instead of the model matrix, I should pass the hierarchy. Oh, it needs an individual parent for this to work. And as we all know, in Manim, objects have a list of parents for some reason. So I don't think this has to be on object, but on at least the vectorized object, it's gonna have to have a specific parent as well. And then I guess when you add it, it's going to have to set its parent to that. But only if it's a vectorized object. I guess regular objects can also have a specific parent. Object at parent setup pin self. Or maybe I could just use the last parent? No, I think that wouldn't work. Can you remove parents? Or can you only remove children? Nah, I think I just have to move the parent and the model matrix into object. These are OpenGL objects though, so it makes more sense. So that very small change. I'll actually just move the model matrix line right there. So that's only one line of change. Now, when I pass this into the shader, the shader, I feel like them is going super slow. How do I pass in the model matrix? Oh, I don't. Yeah, that makes sense. There's only a view matrix. Although one of them had a model view matrix. And actually, I think I'll change the fill to use the model view matrix too. Because then I can just do that multiplication outside the shader. Yeah. Open GeoVectors project stroke. Here it's using the view matrix. I'll make this the model view matrix. And the same thing. So now in the fill shader, here, should be model view matrix. I'm pretty nervous to update shaders without testing them, so I'm gonna have to test that. I guess I can just use this decimal test. Okay, so that's still working. I wonder if I can do this with stroke width equals 4, fill opacity equals 0. No, it doesn't do that. Guess I can just write a really simple I can do square. Three times left. Circle. It's this. Move that to the right. This one. This circle I can do fill opacity equals 1. Oh, and I should probably add them. Great. Cool. So first for this fill one, this model view matrix, this should be the product of like self.get hierarchical model matrix. This. Multi-dot. Well, I'm gonna trust that I kind of knew what I was doing when I wrote this. There is an apply matrix function, which will actually become obsolete, I think. I don't know. I'll do self.hierarchical model matrix function. I guess it's mob. Mob checked. Okay, see if that broke everything. And it did. Get view matrix. Yeah, so what happened with that? Also, I think it's in the wrong order. The model matrix should be on this side. But I don't think that caused that error. I think. Yeah. Okay, now I got to see what it's returning. Object hierarchical model matrix. I just print that. And it's a bound method. Try that again. That looks pretty normal. Let's see what the camera's view matrix is, I guess. So I'll print both of those. Oh, that makes sense. So I have to do format equals false. Or like here, format equals false. Then I'll have to do matrix to shader input. Let's do import this as OpenGL. From utils import OpenGL. Okay. Okay, it looks like it's doing the same thing. Cool. Then the other place with the model view matrix, I'm going to do the same thing. Camera, get view matrix format equals false in the object hierarchical. Here it's called a mob. I think. Oh no, it's an object. Okay. Okay, these appear to both be working. Now to test that, I wonder if I can add a mobject to an object 3D. I don't see like, if I just add, I guess it's fine. Okay. So I'm gonna try adding these to an object 3D. So chords. It's an object 3D. Which should maybe just be called axes or something. Well, no, there's already something called axes. So then there's square, there's circle. Now, actually, this probably won't work. I don't know, I'll see. OpenGL circle is not attribute children. Yeah, because it's sub-objects. Okay, so that didn't work. I think it'll have to work eventually, but for now, I'll just make this a V group. That seems fine. And what I want to do... Let's see, chords, model matrix. It's just like a translation matrix. And if I'm lucky, yeah, it shifted to the in the X direction. Great. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of kinks in that, but if this is doing what I expect it's doing, it'll now be possible to manipulate objects by adding them to a separate coordinate space. So maybe... mob dot equals itself at this, and I'll do a rotation. Oh, 0.1, 0.01. Wait, why is it shifted to? Don't do that. Oh, this should be mob. Great. The only thing now is I actually have to make it so that objects can be added to object 3Ds. Wait, no I don't. Because the camera isn't an object 3D. So maybe it's already possible. Chords.addUpdater. If I do self... Wait, where's the parent pointers even set? Child.parent. Add. Parent equals none. Where's parent even updated? Hierarchical model matrix. It looks like it has a parent. Wait. I'm gonna print the parents for both of these. Wait, they're both none. So how is this ever working? Chords. I added chords. Oh. It's rendering chords. I think. Now I actually don't know what's happening now. It has to be returning self.model matrix. So when this is passed to the shader, I print hierarchical model matrix. Actually, not here. It's just returning right here. Okay. I'm gonna try to print the hierarchical model matrix these are using. It's definitely updating. I'll print print the object? It's for a V group that it's rendering. So it's rendering the V group. Oh, and for the V group, it's taking the points of all the children here. Which I think is all right. But when I append the points to this, triangulate object, when I append these points, I'm gonna have to transform them. Invert here. For the points here. Wait, these are only indices. Oh no, points indexed at. Yeah, these will be updated with the model matrix. I wonder if there's a way to not have to update the code changing the shader? Or setting up the shader? But I don't think there is. Here as well, I'm probably gonna have to update with the model matrix when I... Oh, that means I have to unravel this, family members with points. And I thought this worked so nicely at first. Which calls get family. Which just returns self.family. Oh man. IT.chain of subfamilies. If recurse returns self.family. Okay, when it does assemble family, it does this updating. Then when you call get family, it returns a cached version. And that's okay, actually. M for M and... Right, no it's not. Because if assemble family... Get family for subobject and self.subobjects. Yeah, this is only stored as one flat array. So the hierarchy information is lost in this function. I'll have to probably do the traversal on my own to get it back. Something like that. Otherwise the model matrices of all the children would be ignored. But let me see if... To see if this part of it is working, I'm gonna do a... I'm gonna get a chords parent. Which is also a V group. Update this, the parent. Add updater. Update chords parent like this. Then I'll add the parent. and add chords to the parent. Oh, and I should add... I just say what chords is. Okay, so I got that. The parent. The parent is going to be rotating. So I add that updater, add the chords to the parent, add this one, and now I should still see this rotating, and I do. And this time, how are those printing from? Vectorized object rendering. A hierarchical. Here it should be actually working recursively, I think. Nope, no such luck. Oh, what I would want to do is self.add chords, not the parent. But I'm updating the parent, and now if I run this, then it's not rotating and it should be. Okay. So that's a problem. And that means that when I add a mobject to another mobject, I have to set a specific parent. So something like update parent or something like this. Because if you pass in a list of mobjects, then it doesn't, there's no specific mobject to make the parent. So say update parent equals false here, then just at the end of this, actually just right here, say if update parent, if I should assert the length of objects has to be 1, otherwise I can't set multiple parents. Okay. Then I can do self.parent equals objects at 0. And here, when move, it's going to be the same thing. This means this self.parent equals none. And hopefully now let me see. Nope, still. Oh, I have to do update parent when I add here. And actually I'll eventually, even in the constructor here, because you can do it like this. But I'll have to do this update parent thing for objects. Let me see this. Okay, that still didn't work. Self.parent equals objects at 0. Let me see if this is running. Which I think it has to be. So I'm updating the parent of core. Oh. When I add, I want to do objects at 0.parent equals self. Okay, here 0.parent equals none. Okay. It updated like once. So then why would it only do that once? Is it saving some triangulation information? Something like that? I wonder why it was even called the first time. No, it's being called in a loop. Oh, no, it wasn't. So I added chords, but I have an updater on chords parent. Let me see if the updater is being called. And the updater isn't being called. And I guess the reason the updater wouldn't be called is because this isn't added. This might actually need a totally different infrastructure. Because it isn't added. So I guess because this isn't added, you can't call updaters on it. I guess that's actually fine-ish. Won't do that updater. And instead, I'll just update the chords parents model matrix here. This model matrix equals itself times this. Okay, that time I guess worked because there's no updater. But if I added the chords and the chords parent, would this just break? Because I think it would try to render everything twice, wouldn't it? I can't tell if it is or not. But I would think it would try to render the chords parent. Which would render all the children, then try to render the chords, which would render all the children again. So if I put this on opacity 0.3 or something. Okay, then I took one of these out. Yeah, it is rendering it twice. Now if I add the parent, it gets more filled in. Which I don't know if that's fine. I think doing this, like adding a parent and its child, is sort of an odd thing to do. But anyway, I won't try to deal with that now. What I'll have to do eventually is within this, when I'm iterating through this, I'm gonna have to keep track of the hierarchy of model matrices, I think. Which I think will be kind of annoying. Family members with points. I wonder if there's a better way to do this. Maybe I could have each object cache its most recent model matrix, something like that. Or I could just traverse the tree and get the hierarchical model matrix for each subobject. Just for each subobject I'll do hierarchical matrix equals submob that get hierarchical, or this, and just traverse it every time. Although if you had something like a tech mob checked, I actually don't know if that'd be really any wasted effort. If you'd have to do it every time anyway. I guess I could cache that as well. This will only be like, it'd be linear plus the height of the hierarchy, which I don't think the height of the hierarchy will ever be more than like 3 or 4, so that's probably safe. Okay, but I'm not gonna deal with that right now. Yeah. Okay, instead, I'm gonna read someone. And hopefully deal with this next time. Who hasn't been going too long? See you guys. 3 hours? Is that long? It's kind of long. It's longer than I've been doing. "15 minutes. Oh wait, this guy's enormous. Yeah, maybe I won't do that. We could raid a VTuber. That could be fun. Possibly. Okay, I'll just raid the person who's been going for 3 hours. Thanks, Blake 4096. Alright, see you guys in the next stream or Discord.
What? Hello? What is up? Ular Tor. Hi, nice to meet you.